Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press Morning Podcast for July 6, 2025. Firstly, diplomatic efforts to broker a ceasefire in the Gaza conflict are gaining momentum. Hamas has delivered a positive response to a U.S.-backed ceasefire proposal, raising hopes for an end to the violence that has ravaged the region. However, the situation on the ground remains dire, with civilians struggling to access basic necessities like food, water, and medical care. In other news, the Trump administration has successfully deported 8 immigrants to South Sudan, a war-torn country, despite concerns over their safety and potential torture. This move has sparked widespread criticism from human rights groups and immigration advocates, who argue that the deportations are a clear violation of international law and the U.S. Constitution. Lastly, we're also following developments in the Gaza conflict, where Israel has been accused of systematically violating a ceasefire agreement with Lebanon, sparking concerns about regional stability. The United Nations has called for calm and restraint from all parties involved. These stories will continue to unfold throughout the day, and will provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, that's all for this morning's podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Daily Press. We'll be back with more news after this break. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Firstly, we're following a developing story out of Melbourne, Australia, where a suspicious fire at an East Melbourne synagogue has sparked widespread condemnation and raised concerns about rising anti-Semitism. A 30-year-old man has been charged in connection with the arson attack, which occurred during Shabbat services on Friday night. In other news, the United Kingdom has announced its decision to reset ties with Syria after years of diplomatic isolation due to the country's long-standing civil war. British Foreign Minister David Lammy made a historic visit to Damascus, marking the first time a British minister has set foot in the Syrian capital in over a decade. This move comes as part of a broader shift by Western countries to re-engage with Syria. Lastly, we're also covering a devastating story from Texas, where severe flooding has caused widespread damage and displacement. The floods have resulted in at least 15 deaths and thousands of people being forced to evacuate their homes. We'll be diving deeper into these stories throughout the day, providing you with updates and analysis as more information becomes available. Thank you for joining us on this morning's edition of the AI Daily Press. We strive to bring you balanced and comprehensive coverage of the world's most significant stories. Until next time, goodbye. Now, for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we've been following the developments in international relations, where the BRICS nations are making waves with their economic alliances. However, in a surprising turn of events, the United States Secret Service has been working behind the scenes to combat crypto scams worldwide. They've seized nearly $400 million in digital assets over the past decade and are collaborating with industry partners to track down stolen funds. In labor news, we have 2 significant updates from Ontario, Canada. The Ontario Compensation Employees Union CUPE 2458 has reached a tentative deal with the Workplace Safety and Insurance Board after a historic 3-week strike, marking a major milestone in their fight for better working conditions and respect. Meanwhile, CUPE 2073 has also reached a tentative settlement with Canadian Hearing Services, paving the way for their members to return to providing essential services to the deaf, deafblind, and hard-of-hearing communities. Lastly, we're looking forward to exploring the fascinating world of cryptocurrency and its implications on global markets in our next episode. From the rise of digital assets to the challenges of regulating them, we'll delve into the complexities of this rapidly evolving landscape. That's all for now. Stay informed, stay engaged, and tune in tomorrow for more in-depth analysis and discussion on these topics. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now, for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starr.
Thank you, Louis. I'm your host, Carl. Today, we're going to take a look at some exciting stories from the worlds of technology, music, and science. First up, we have a fascinating story about Ozzy Osbourne's Back to the Beginning farewell concert, which brought together some of the biggest names in rock music to pay tribute to the Prince of Darkness and his iconic band, Black Sabbath. The sold-out event featured electrifying performances by Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and more, with proceeds benefiting several charities. Next, we're going to explore a groundbreaking discovery in the field of quantum computing. Researchers have successfully realized string net condensation, paving the way for significant advancements in this technology. This innovative approach enables the creation of Fibonacci anyons, which are essential for universal quantum gates and sampling chromatic polynomials. The implications of this breakthrough are vast and exciting, with potential applications in fields such as cryptography, optimization, and simulation. Finally, we're going to touch on a story about Robinhood's plans to redo Wall Street on the blockchain. While this announcement has generated a lot of buzz, it's crucial that we approach these developments with a critical and nuanced perspective, ensuring that the benefits of technology are shared by all stakeholders. That's all for today's summary. Tune in later for more in-depth analysis and discussion of these stories, as well as other fascinating topics from the worlds of technology, music, and science. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the future, and I'll see you next time on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Here is a brief summary of the articles in 50 words. Ozzy Osbourne's farewell concert, quantum computing breakthroughs, and Robinhood's blockchain plans make headlines. These stories showcase innovation and progress in music, science, and technology, with potential for significant impact on various fields and industries. Now for the latest in sports. Here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. I'm your host, Howard. We've got a packed show for you today, with updates from the world of sports. First off, we're talking about the recent win by Inter Miami, led by the incomparable Lionel Messi. The Argentine superstar scored 2 goals and set up another, leading his team to a dominant victory over CF Montreal. This win has improved Inter Miami's standing in the Eastern Conference, and they're looking to continue their winning streak. We're also discussing some exciting news from the NBA, where Oklahoma Thunder standout Chet Holmgren is basking in the glory of his team's recent championship win. And we've got updates on major coaching changes, including the departure of Tom Thibodeau from the Knicks and Mike Budenholzer from the Suns. On the business side of sports, we're talking about some mind-boggling numbers. The Los Angeles Lakers are being sold for a staggering $10 billion, making it one of the most expensive team sales in history. And if the Wilf family were to put the Vikings on the market today, they could potentially rake in a minimum of $8 billion. Finally, we're looking at some updates on ticket prices for your favorite teams. The Timberwolves' average ticket price has seen a significant jump, with a 34% increase from last season. And if you're planning on catching a Vikings game, be prepared to shell out some serious cash. The average cost of a ticket, beer, hot dog, and parking has skyrocketed to 350% increase from 2006. That's all for now, folks. Now, for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currell.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, in Colombia, the investigation into the attempted assassination of Senator Miguel Uribe continues, with the capture of Elder Jose Artiga, believed to be a key figure in coordinating the attack. We'll provide updates on this developing story as more information becomes available. In Texas, devastating flooding has resulted in at least 23 fatalities, with multiple young girls still unaccounted for. Our thoughts are with the families affected by this tragedy, and we're grateful for the emergency teams working tirelessly to rescue those in need. Lastly, in Australia's Macedon Ranges, a tragic car accident has claimed the lives of 3 people and left 1 fighting for life. We urge anyone with information or dashcam footage to come forward and assist police in their investigation. These stories remind us of the importance of community, resilience, and hope in times of crisis. As we move forward, let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty of our surroundings, the value of human life, and the dignity of ordinary work that binds us all together. That's all for now. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and we'll see you next time on the AI Daily Press. Now, for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. Today, we're recapping some exciting stories from the world of fashion, film, and music. First up, we have style icon Charlotte Tilbury sharing her secrets to embracing glamour and bohemian chic. From her favorite Saint Laurent LDs to vintage chiffon dresses, this makeup maven always brings her a game. And if you're looking for a new addition to your beauty routine, she swears by her magic cream. We've got the scoop on why it's a must-try. Next, we're talking about the one and only Tim Burton, who's working on a new animated project that has us all hyped. Although details are scarce, we can't wait to see what this master of stop-motion has in store for us. And don't worry, Wednesday fans, he's still on board for Season 2. Last but not least, we're shining the spotlight on Grammy Award-winning Nigerian alt singer Tems, who's launching an initiative called Leading the Vibes to empower young African women in the music industry. This 2-day event in Lagos promises to be a game-changer, with workshops, masterclasses, and panel discussions featuring top industry experts. That's all for today, folks. Tune in for more updates on these stories and stay fabulous inside and out. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David at Nature.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we looked at the controversy surrounding the detention facility in our previous discussion. Then, we delved into the remarkable discovery of fig trees' ability to convert carbon dioxide into stone through a process called carbon sequestration. This breakthrough has enormous potential implications for climate change mitigation and could be a game changer in our quest to reduce our carbon footprint. Next, we took a brief break from science and environment news to talk about some incredible athletic achievements, including Faith Kipyegon and Beatrice Chebet breaking world records in the women's 5,000 EM at the Prefontaine Classic. While these accomplishments are impressive, we emphasize the importance of staying informed about various topics, including science, technology, and the environment. Lastly, we touched on the need to maintain a balanced perspective and stay curious about the world around us. By doing so, we can gain a deeper understanding of the issues that matter most and make more informed decisions about our future. That's all for today's summary. Thank you for joining me on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. I hope you have a great day and that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Etenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.